Hi, and thanks for joining us today. I'm in studio with Annalie Vistica, private entity partner here at Davidson & Company. Annalie, we've had a much hotter than usual housing market this year, with many people selling their properties for top dollar.
Yes, Bahar. Despite the pandemic, the housing market has clearly defied COVID-19, with a lot of homeowners and investors making a huge profit on the sale of their investment or their properties.
Sounds great, but do they have to pay any tax on their earnings?
If they lived in the property and declared it as a principal residence, then they may not have to. But you have to do the principal residence exemption form and file it with your tax return on the year that you sold it.
Okay, now what exactly defines a principal residence?
A property qualifies as principal residence if it meets all of the following 4 conditions. Number 1, it is a housing unit, a leasehold interest in a housing unit, or a share of the capital stock of a cooperative housing corporation you acquire only to get the right to inhabit a housing unit owned by that corporation. Number 2, you own the property alone or jointly with another person. 3, you, your current or former spouse or common law partner, or any of your children live or ordinarily inhabited the property. And number 4, you designate the property as your principal residence.
Okay, so if it was an investment property from the time I purchased it to the time I sold it, how do I calculate my gain or my loss?
Well, Bahar, you need to know 3 numbers. First one is your fair market value or your proceeds on the sale. The second one is your adjusted cost base at the time that you purchased the property. And then the third thing is any selling expenses. For example, say you purchased a property for $1 million and you sold it for $2 million and you had selling expenses of $100,000, then your capital gain will be $900,000.
Okay, now what if I lived in the property and then my circumstances changed and I decided to turn it into a rental? How does that affect things?
Well, Bahar, you should call your accountant. There's a couple of different exemptions available or elections that can be filed at that point in time. And you know what? Just call your accountant.
Okay, thank you, Annalie. That's all the time we have today. If you have any questions on the principal residence exemption or any of the elections that need to be filed, please send us an email at taxtalks@davidson-co.com. Thanks, everyone.